here's Brody Brazil.
I'm inviting you to call it in and let it fly anytime you've got something to say. Leave a voicemail at 1-8334-BRODY, a question, a comment, any type of contribution for this channel. I'll take it. I listen to every single message, and then I get to play back and respond to the very best ones.
Hi, Brody. This is Matt calling from Ignacio. Hey, Brody, imagine that. The Raiders and the A's are actually going to be neighbors once again. Hey, Brody, you know what? Mark Davis is going to be very, very, very upset. Okay, Brody, take it easy.
Hey, Matt, thanks for the call, and thanks for making it short but also entertaining. And look, I agree with you. Mark Davis can say what he wants in quotes and appear one way, outward facing, but when he probably looks in the mirror and says, I thought we left Oakland and I thought we left the A's in Oakland, and here they are following us, trying to desperately follow us to Las Vegas. He must be like, are we cursed? Like, what? Just go away. Like, do not keep following us. Leave us alone. We've already made this move. We just want to be by ourselves. But I do want to get into maybe the relationship. I know you brought up maybe the Mark Davis side of it and how he feels and the tension there. And the question is, will the A's and Raiders rebuild their bridges that got burnt down out here in California? Will they become friends? Will they rebuild their bridge, now sharing a city again, not sharing a stadium again? By the way, how crazy would it be if something happened to the stadium project at Tropicana Field, whatever, happens or not, but if the A's had to go share Allegiant Field like the Raiders shared the Coliseum with the A's for so many years, yeah, no, never happening. I get it, but the thought of that will bring a smile and a laugh. Will they be friends again? They had a pretty stained relationship at the very end, and I think the way that history is going to look back on the Raiders departing and also eventually the A's departing. Look, the A's, they committed to staying. Rooted in Oakland, then they left. The Raiders never said, we're staying, we're going. They simply said, we don't have many options, we don't know what to do. But I do feel like as we look back over time, that history is going to suggest that the failures of the A's to commit to anything or commit to a site or maybe go to Fremont or not, or maybe go to San Jose or not, and some of that was out of their control, maybe go to Jack London Square or not, maybe go to downtown or not, maybe build at the Coliseum or not, but all of their indecisiveness and their failures impacted the Raiders to simply stay at the Coliseum. I do feel like the Raiders would have said, hey, we'll either, number one, overhaul the Coliseum for football, or we'll build a brand new football stadium on this site. They weren't so particular, they weren't so picky, but because they couldn't move forward with anything, and because the A's were taking their time, and the A's were legitimately the primary tenant of the Coliseum, right? Raiders left, came back, built Mount Davis, kind of defaced the Coliseum. I do understand that the A's kind of had the right to do that, but they were certainly not easy to deal with, to the point where after the A's had kind of made their stand and their move and their direction towards Las Vegas, Mark Davis, Raiders owner, said this about the A's. In early 2023, Mark Davis said, quote, all they did was F the Bay Area. That's pretty straightforward about how he feels about the team and how they've operated. And then John Fisher, ever since then, has been saying different things about how he's tried to heal the relationship and how he went out to coffee with Mark Davis and they're trying to, rekindle something and be friendly again. It might appear that way on the surface, and there might be that, hey, you know what, we'll just talk and wave and shake hands and smile and take photos, but that relationship cannot be great on the inside. Raiders probably feel okay about where they've landed and how they've landed in Las Vegas, I think maybe from a business sense and a financial sense, and the Raiders don't really need to grow their fan base. They still have loyal fans in the Bay Area. They have loyal fans in Los Angeles still. And I guess they have some fans and a fan base in Las Vegas, but what have they really built in Las Vegas? Have they built a fan base in Vegas, or have they built a destination? Have they built a vacation trip for the rest of the NFL, fans in Kansas City or Detroit or Denver, you name it? Have they become a place that you want to go just see your team play? Oh, and by the way, the Raiders play there. I get it. You can look at this from a business sense, but from a football standpoint, have the Raiders really built a franchise, worked on the franchise? Have they grown since being in Las Vegas? Have they evolved? Mark Davis is probably happy for a lot of reasons, but this has to be the one reason why he's not super thrilled with the move entirely. Is the fan base bigger and better because of Las Vegas for the Raiders? Or are they just a destination for everybody else? On the flip side, right, like the A's already have such a battle to succeed that this friendship, even if they're friends with the Raiders or not, it kind of doesn't matter. The Raiders can't really stop them from going in there now. A friendship or a partnership doesn't seem like it's going to enhance anything. And when I say the A's have such an uphill battle, it literally is this. Building a stadium should be the easy part. And there's questions still about financing and what Bally's is going to do with the rest of the site. And it's underway. Things are happening on that site. Whether it gets completed or not, obviously remains to be seen. But my point is, that's like just step one. What about becoming a good baseball franchise? What about retaining your players? What about getting your salary up to a respectable level in Major League Baseball? Like even coming close to the league median means that you're going to have to spend more than $1 billion every decade just to get back up, not to pay in total, just to get back up to the league median of payroll teams in Major League Baseball. And ultimately, you've got to be a winning team. And ultimately, like with what the Raiders have struggled against, building a fan base. Do you really think there's a large-scale Major League Baseball franchise or fan base for an A's franchise in Las Vegas? Does that exist? Are there enough people? Are there the right fans? Are most of them already committed to being Dodger fans? Again, so stadium stuff aside, that's like the easy part. That's the step one. There's two other levels of this that no matter what you say, can't really be controlled, and I don't know that any type of friendship actually matters. So the point is, it's probably cordial. They're not going to get in each other's way. They're not going to F-bomb each other. They're not going to go against each other. But to think that as long as Mark Davis runs the Raiders and John Fisher owns and runs the A's, to think that they'll ever be buddy-buddy, I'd be shocked. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Also, thumbs up down there. Really appreciate that. Helps me the video and the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. I would love to see you back here next time.